Welcome back, readers. This is a vlog, hopefully another vlog. If you saw my last one, then you know that I was planning on making this one. And in this vlog, I'll be reading The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. If you didn't watch the end of my last vlog, basically I've decided that I'm going to be annotating this just for the simple reason of I read the synopsis on the back and it sounds very much like Daisy Jones and the Six, where it's taken place in interview format. I don't know which one came first. I think 7 Husbands came first. I don't know which one came first, but it sounds very much like Daisy Jones and the Six, where it's taken in interview format and at the end there's a plot twist, like you find out something shocking about the interviewer. Because it says in the last paragraph in the synopsis, it says it becomes clear that her life intersects with Monique's own in tragic and irreversible ways. So we find something out. There's something strange about the interviewer that you find out, which is like what happens in Daisy Jones and the Six. Now I haven't read Daisy Jones and the Six, that's why I'm reading this one, but I watched Destiny Sidwell's video on it, and I really liked it, and it was basically a spoiler video, and I was like, okay, now I really want to read Daisy Jones and the Six. And this is, like I said, basically the same format, just with a different story, so I thought that I could read this. It's also set in the 80s, and I think 80s and 50s, so I thought I could read this. And if I like this book, then I'll probably like Daisy Jones and the Six as well, if it's like literally in the same format. I'm guessing I'll like Daisy Jones and the Six if I like this one. And I've got Daisy Jones and the Six on my Kindle. And so, yeah, that'll probably be the next Taylor Jenkins Reid book I read. I have read more of her books. I read Malibu Rising, which I liked. I didn't not like it. I think I rated it 3 stars. If not, then I'm giving it a rating now 3 stars. Like, it was good. I don't remember much of what happened in it, but I liked the book. I didn't DNF it. I didn't anything, so I did enjoy it while I was reading it. And I've decided to annotate it just because I feel like annotating it. I feel like it's a really good book to annotate and we'll need like a thought-provoking. And I'm going to be using these sticky tabs, and I'm not using all of them. I'm using this pink one for moments I loved, the dark red for moments that made me mad, the green for good quotes, the yellowish one for shocking or plot twist moments, and this greenish one for sad moments. So yes, I'll be reading that. I don't know how long this vlog's gonna last. Probably until I finish it, or maybe until I'm tired of recording the vlog. I'm also currently reading By a Thread on my Kindle. I don't know if that's gonna make many appearances, but I'll probably talk about the book as well, because obviously I'll probably read the book. I'll be probably switching between 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo and By a Thread, just so I can have some variety of books to read, just in case I get bored, because I don't want to go into a reading slump because I'm only reading this book. And yeah, so I'll talk to you even about By a Thread if, you know, the moment arises. I will talk to you about that, but yeah, I just thought that I should do the intro now. I will be going somewhere, traveling somewhere today, later on, so I'll probably do most of my reading during that time, and I'll probably update when I get back, or when I can update. For right now, I'm just doing the intro, and I guess I'll see you once I've started with the book and when I have some thoughts on it. So yeah. Okay guys, so I'm currently reading 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. I'm currently on chapter 6, and already I can see that where she started to interview Evelyn, and already I can sort of tell a pattern here, and I like that this is being brought up in this book. I actually wasn't expecting this to be brought up in this book, but as we know, Evelyn is a movie star, And already, like, a couple chapters into the book, we're already talking about the movie industry and how basically it just keeps being brought up that for Evelyn to get to where she was, she basically had to use her body and her looks to be able to get to where she was, because that's the only way that she was able to get those roles. That was the only way that she was attractive enough to people to get those roles. And this is back in the 50s and 80s, and she's like start 17, 14, and she's already having to like basically give sex to other men to be able to get the roles. And from a young age, you can tell that she learned to use her body and her attractiveness and her looks to get this thing. And honestly, I don't like blame her. I think it's a thing of that's what she grew up around, and the reason why she learned that was because that's what she saw, that's what she learned, that she's like, oh, I want something from this guy, he's gonna give it to me if I give him this in return. And that's what she learned, that's what she was just used to from a very young age, because she like blossomed at a very young age. And yeah, so it's just like honestly disgusting how like this happened and still happens to this day. And I like how it's included in this book. I didn't know they would. So far I'm really liking it. I just want to keep reading and reading her story to see where this goes. I just want to keep reading and see where this goes. And she basically only started the interview now. I'm on like page 49. They started the interview now. She's basically starting telling her story just literally in this chapter. I'm already obsessed, and I already want to like read the whole thing to find out what happens, because like I'm just like, oh, basically I want to know more. It's like I'm reading a book inside a book, and she's just telling me the story of her life. I'm like, okay, I want to know more, like what happened with all her husbands. So yeah, currently in chapter 6, we're learning about her first husband, Ernie. And yep, so far I'm really liking it. I can tell that I am definitely gonna like this book, I think. So I'll keep you posted about the book. I don't have many opinions right now. That's the extent of my opinions, because it is like I have basically unstarted the book, so I don't have much opinions right now, but I'll check in when I have something to say. Hi guys, so it's currently 9 o'clock and I'm finished. I haven't finished a book. I finished reading for the night. I just got to chapter 10, currently on, I guess you can call it part 2. I'm currently on the second husband, Don Alda, chapter 10. I've already put some tabs in it. So far, I'm absolutely loving this book. I feel like I'm getting consumed in the story. Like from the moment that Evelyn Hugo started talking and started doing the interview, talking about her life, talking about her first husband, I instantly got consumed in the story and got consumed by how it's written, by how Evelyn Hugo's written, the way she's speaking, the way she's telling the story. It's so like intriguing, and I feel like I want to binge the whole book tonight. I can't though, unfortunately, go because I've got things to do tomorrow, but I feel like I just literally want to read the whole book tonight and just find out what happens all in one go, because the way she's telling the story is like so natural. Like it's almost like I'm not that far along in the book, but it's almost like when we aren't in Evelyn's perspective, as in when she's not telling the story, because this follows a perspective of the interviewer that's interviewing Evelyn Hugo. It follows her perspective, and most of the time, at least from the chapters that I've been reading, we're following Evelyn telling her story about her 7 husbands and basically telling us her life story. That's what we're following most of the time. But there are some short breaks in between those where she takes a break from doing the interview, or she takes a break from talking to the interviewer, and we go back into the interviewer's POV, and it's like the interviewer, I honestly forget her name, Monique. we go back into Monique's perspective, the interviewer, and basically we just see her in her perspective. Like, just now they took a break and Monique was calling her mum, and her mom's like coming over, so we do get like a little bit life story about Monique, which I was expecting, because it said on the back that at the end you find out that there's a link between Monique and Evelyn Hugo. I don't know what that link is yet, and I can't wait to find out. I'm trying to think about this. Maybe they're related in some way, I don't know, but so we do get Monique's perspective, and it's almost like Monique's perspective, at least right now, are a bit boring to me, and I like whenever they break from the story of Evelyn Hugo to go to Monique's perspective, I'm like, no, I want to hear more about the story, please, can we just go back to Evelyn Hugo, can we like please hear more, or whenever, because this is an interview that's taking place over a couple days, not one day, like they're doing the interview over a couple days. They're doing the interview over a couple days, so there is breaks where Evelyn Hugo's like, okay, it's getting late, that's where I'm gonna stop for the night, blah blah blah, see you tomorrow at this time, and then it breaks off into Monique's perspective, and I'm just like, no, I want to know more. So yeah, right now I'm really loving it. I'm loving Evelyn's story. I'm loving the way this is written. Currently right now, I'm definitely leaning towards, I'm definitely going to read Daisy Jones and the Six, because like I said at the start, from the summary of this book and from the summary of Daisy Jones and the Six that I know of, these books are very similar, as in they follow a similar interview format with a plot twist towards the end. And I said if I liked this book, I would be reading Daisy Jones and the Six as well, because I know that it's like one of Taylor Jenkins Reid's most famous books, so I will be reading that as well if I like this book. And right now I'm leaning towards definitely reading Daisy Jones and the Six, because if I'm already enraptured in this, and I'm only in chapter 10, and most people say that they like Daisy Jones and the Six better, so if I'm already loving this book at chapter 10, I'm sure I'm gonna love Daisy Jones and the Six too. But yeah, I can't wait. One thing I love about this book too is it has really short chapters. It's got like chapters with like maybe 3-4 pages, which I love. I love short chapters. Even if I'm not liking a book, or if I hate a book, to me a book will go up a star rating, or at least a half a star rating, if it's got short chapters, no matter if I'm hating that book. If I'm hating that book and I'm going to rate it a 1 star because I hate it, I might rate it a 1.5 stars or a 2 star, just because of its short chapters. Or for example, The Secret History, I really liked that book. I rated it for 3 stars, I think, and I really liked the book. And if it had shorter chapters, I probably would have rated it 4 stars instead of 3 stars, I think. It's literally just the fact that it's got long chapters, and I'm just not up for that. My attention span can't deal with that. So I love how this has very short chapters. It just makes me want to keep reading. That's the thing with books with short chapters. The reason why I don't want to put this down is because I'm feeling like I'm not getting enough. I'm a person who, I can't leave a book like on an open end. For example, if I say, oh, I'm getting a bit hungry, I'm going to stop reading, or if I know that I need to stop reading soon, I like to get to the end of the chapter to put the book down. I don't like being like, oh, I'm hungry, I'm just going to put the bookmark here and stop reading for a bit in the middle of a chapter. It bothers me because I always have to go back and try and remember what happened in that chapter. But I'll keep you updated with that, and tomorrow I'll update you when I start reading. Currently loving it, currently on chapter 10, and currently can't wait to read it.
I have a small update. I'm currently on chapter 18, and Cecile and Evelyn are now friends, and I just want to share this quote that it's like my favorite quote so far of this book. There has been like a few good quotes that I have like marked, but this is probably my favorite quote that I've read so far. It says, "People think that intimacy is about sex, but intimacy is about truth. When you realize you can tell someone your truth, when you can show yourself to them, when you can stand in front of them bare and their response is, 'You're safe with me,' that's intimacy." And I was like, this book is so good. This book is so good. I just want to keep reading and reading and reading. And I'm really liking it so far. It's definitely in 4-star territory. I don't know about a 5-star, but it's definitely at least a 4-star. But that's the update that I wanted to do. There's not much going on, but then again, I'm still not very far into the book. I'm 115 pages in. There's not much going on. It's literally just Evelyn Hugo talking about a story. Right now, she's married to Don still, and I know that in this book, people have said that she's a bisexual woman, so I don't know if this is a relationship with her and Cecile starting up again. I had an inkling that Cecile is going to be the woman that she had a relationship with. I don't know if that's going to be start up now, because I'm getting a little bit of a vibe from them. She's still currently married to Don. So yeah, we'll just have to see. Other than that, there's not much going on. We're just following her acting career and everything like that. And now her relationship with Cecile is what we're following. So we'll have to see what happens.
Hey guys, I think it's now the next day, but I made a big dent in the book today. I didn't film many clips of it because I wasn't at home when I made this dent. I was out someplace and I had some time to kill, so I did read quite a lot of it. Currently, Harry has just died, and it was very upsetting. Did not like that at all. It was a very sad moment. Cecilia and Evelyn broke up. They're back together now, I think. Evelyn has a daughter, which I honestly don't know how the interview is going to play a part into this. I have like maybe a theory that maybe Evelyn's daughter is the interviewer somehow. Because in the present we haven't heard much about Evelyn's daughter. Like in the present, like Evelyn's daughter is obviously not living with. Obviously, her daughter would be grown up now, but Evelyn's daughter is no longer living with her. So like, I'm wondering if maybe Evelyn is like the interview is like Evelyn's granddaughter or daughter or something. I don't know. I honestly don't, but it's something bad apparently, because Evelyn mentioned in the interview that once she's finished, that she's probably going to be very upset. So I know it's bad. I just want to find out what the heck is going on. Currently, yeah, what's just happened is that Harry has died. Cecilia and Evelyn are once again back together, which great for them. Love that. I'm currently on chapter 57. I am planning on trying to finish this today. And I feel like this book touches on so many topics. Like, I knew since the beginning that this book would touch on many topics that, like, need to be talked about. From the beginning of Evelyn as an actor having to use her body to get up the ladder. We also have the bringing light to domestic violence in relationships like this, with high profile and like actors and stuff, and domestic violence, celebrities and all that. It also brought attention towards being gay or queer as an actor, especially a woman trying to make it as an actor or a film star. And we've had that many, like, being a bisexual woman or an actor as well, because Evelyn is bisexual, and having like these two parts of her that she has. So far, I am really liking this book. I've decided this rating is going to be 4 stars because it didn't up it the notch to what it didn't give me the. Well, I don't know yet, since I still have like a bit of the book to go. Right now, I'm feeling 4 stars just because it didn't give me that that a 5-star book feels like. It didn't give me the same feeling as a 5-star book. It feels like a 4-star book. It didn't give me the 5-star feeling of a book. That's the only reason why I'm rating it 4 star. The reason why it's also took me so long to read this, I started reading this. Oh, I didn't even put down when I started reading this, but I started this like. It took me like a week. It took me like a week to read this, maybe. And the reason for that is, it's not because it's a long book, it's actually a short book. But the reason for that is because I'm currently watching this series Lost on Disney Plus. I'm loving it. I'm literally obsessed with that series. And I found myself and also I was sick this week, but I found myself within this week having to pick between watching the series and reading the book. And I usually, most of the time, picked watching the series, mainly because I was also sick. But I feel like if it was a 5-star book, I would want to pick reading the book instead of watching the series. And I felt a pull towards it, but it wasn't like that much of a pull. That's why I'm rating it 4 stars. It just didn't give me the feeling of 5 stars. But I love this book so much. Like, as you can tell by my annotations have grown substantially. But this, to me, this is a 4-star annotation. If you have seen my annotations of the City of Bones series, which is City of Bones and maybe even The Hunger Games as well. If you've seen those books, I have shown them a lot on this channel. If you've seen those books, then, which are in one of my first few videos, they are heavily annotated, and those are 5-star reads for me. Like, every one of my 5-star reads is heavily annotated. This to me is not heavily annotated. That's why this is like a 4-star annotation. Like, not many annotations, but like 4-star annotation. If you see my City of Bones books, that's a 5-star annotation right there. It's like basically nearly every single page is annotated of those books. Like, it's like really like that. I'm currently in chapter 57. I definitely do want to finish this book now. I don't know if I'm gonna take a break now, because I've been reading for most of the day, but yeah. Hey guys, so I'm currently on chapter 65, and what the heck, this book just got so sad of all. So like, all of these marks here are all the moments that made me sad, where Cecile has died, her daughter has died, and we're coming to the end of her story, and we find out, I mean, I sort of guessed it. I had like loads of theories in the beginning of what it might be, and one of the theories was like, oh my god, did Evelyn Hugo have something to do with like her father's death? Did Evelyn Hugo kill her father or something? And so I kind of guessed it, but it still shocked me. Like, the way she said it still shocked me, because I stopped thinking that after a while, because I don't know, it was just a theory that I thought about once and then never really thought about again. It wasn't a solid thing where it gave me so many clues. I was like, okay, that's what definitely happened. But like, yeah, the way the interview was connected is Evelyn was technically not involved, but she didn't do anything to help the death of her father. So yeah, currently chapter 65. I want to see how this goes. Hey guys, so I'm currently in chapter 67. I've got like 2 more chapters to go. And yeah, I'm just going to be finishing off the book now. And yeah, I don't have any thoughts. I didn't read that far in. Last time you saw, I went to bed a couple minutes after that, so I'll be reading the rest. So guys, I was just reading, right? And I got to this part, and this is probably one of my favourite parts of the book, where she said, doesn't it bother you that your husbands have become such a headline story, so often mentioned that they have nearly eclipsed your work and yourself, and that anyone talk about, and that all that anyone talks about when they talk about you are the 7 husbands of Evelyn Hugo? And her answer was quintessentially Evelyn. No, she told me, because they are just husbands. I am Evelyn Hugo, and anyway, I think once people know the truth, they will be much more interested in my wife. What? Oh, that was the end of the book. No. I just finished the book, guys. I'm currently, just finished the book. Okay, guys, so I think I've decided on a rating for this book, and I think I'm going to rate this book a 4 stars for now. The actual rating, this is just like a pending rating. This rating is pending the end of the month, because when I do the end of the month tab where I go over all the books where I've read, I'll finally have the final ratings for the books. They might change over the years if I ever reread them, but for right now, I'm giving this a pending rating of 4 stars. Mainly because I really love the book. I annotated it pretty heavily, but it just didn't give me that 5-star feeling, like, you know, that my other 5-star books gave me that 5-star feeling. This just didn't give me that 5-star feeling, that feeling that it was a 5-star book. But I really, really enjoyed it down to the last second. It has a very high potential of being a 5-star book for me, as in I can definitely see myself by the end of this month, when I do the end of the month. When I do my end of the month wrap up, I can definitely see myself rating this a 5-star instead and changing my mind. I can definitely see that. It all depends, because for me to know if it was a 5-star book, I need to have some time. Because if I find myself constantly thinking about this book throughout the week, then obviously it's a 5-star book, because that's what happens with 5 stars for me. I'm just constantly wanting to reread the book, like constantly wanting to read it again. As soon as I finish a book, just wanting to reread it again. So yeah, and now it's 4 stars. The ending killed me, absolutely. It was very sweet, and it was amazing. And yeah, 4 stars. But that's where this vlog finishes. I hope you enjoyed the vlog today. Hopefully I'll be posting some more vlogs on some more books soon. But that's it for the 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. I will definitely be reading Daisy Jones and the Six. Definitely. And I can't wait. But yeah, for right now, that's the end of the vlog. And I'll see you guys later. Bye.